The world has always been fascinated by power. It admires expensive clothes, luxurious homes, polished titles, and the glitter of success. Yet, behind every room where important decisions are made, beyond every elegant gathering where influence quietly moves from one hand to another, there exists another language. It is not spoken loudly. It does not demand attention. It whispers through ordinary moments, through habits so small that most people never notice them. But those who truly understand excellence notice them immediately. You may believe that people judge you by your achievements alone, but long before anyone asks what you own, they have already measured how you carry yourself, how you treat those who can offer you nothing, how carefully you listen, how patiently you wait, and how gracefully you respond when life refuses to go your way. These are the invisible signatures of character. They cannot be borrowed, purchased, or imitated for long. The remarkable truth is that the people who have spent their lives surrounded by refinement rarely chase perfection. Instead, they pay attention to consistency. They notice whether your actions match your words. They observe whether your confidence remains steady without becoming arrogant. They recognize the difference between someone seeking approval and someone quietly living by principles that cannot be shaken by applause or criticism. Every encounter becomes a silent conversation. Before you introduce yourself, your habits have already spoken. Before your voice reaches another person, your posture, your patience, your kindness, and your self-control have already told a story. Some stories invite trust. Others create distance. The difference is often found in the smallest behaviors, the ones most people dismiss because they seem too ordinary to matter. The beauty of these behaviors is that they belong to everyone. They are not reserved for those born into privilege or surrounded by luxury. They are choices made every single day. Every respectful greeting, every thoughtful pause before speaking, every promise kept, every moment of genuine humility adds another stone to the foundation of a reputation that cannot be bought. If you wish to be remembered long after the conversation ends, if you want your presence to carry quiet weight wherever you go, then it is time to look beyond appearances and discover the habits that leave lasting impressions. Today, you will uncover 10 small behaviors that those with true refinement recognize immediately. Behaviors that reveal dignity, emotional strength, and a character that stands firm when everything else fades. The first thing people with genuine refinement notice is not the price of your clothes, the brand of your watch, or the car you drive. They notice the quiet habits that reveal who you are when no one is applauding. Small behaviors, repeated consistently, become the strongest evidence of character. A person who greets others with sincere respect, arrives on time without making excuses, listens without interrupting, and remains composed during moments of inconvenience, communicates something far more valuable than wealth. These actions suggest self-discipline, emotional maturity, and an understanding that dignity is practiced, not performed. Many people spend years trying to create an impressive image, believing that success depends on appearing important. They rehearse confident speeches, chase status symbols, and seek recognition wherever they can find it. Yet Those who have spent their lives around people of true influence often look beyond appearances. They understand that image can be manufactured, but habits rarely lie. A person who treats a waiter with kindness acknowledges the efforts of others and remains courteous even when there is nothing to gain reveals a level of integrity that cannot be faked for very long. True class is often reflected in how someone handles ordinary moments. Anyone can behave well when everything is going according to plan, but character becomes visible when plans change. Does the person become impatient over small delays? Do they blame others for every inconvenience? Or do they respond with calmness, flexibility, and respect? These reactions leave a lasting impression because they reveal what exists beneath the surface. Emotional control is one of the most valuable qualities a person can possess, and it often reveals itself through the smallest interactions. Another behavior that quietly speaks volumes is consistency. A person whose manners change, depending on who is watching, creates uncertainty. Someone who is polite only to powerful individuals but dismissive toward everyone else exposes their true priorities. In contrast, individuals who extend the same respect to strangers, coworkers, family members, and leaders demonstrate stability of character. Their values are not influenced by status, and this consistency earns trust over time. The upper class, in the truest sense of the phrase, often recognizes that confidence does not need constant validation. A secure person does not dominate every conversation or compete to become the center of attention. Instead, they make others feel heard. They ask thoughtful questions, maintain eye contact, and allow silence to exist without rushing to fill every moment with unnecessary words. This quiet confidence creates comfort, making people naturally gravitate toward them. Attention to small details also communicates respect. Holding a door open, writing a sincere thank you message, remembering someone's name, or putting away a phone during a conversation may seem insignificant, yet these actions send a powerful message. They show presence, consideration, and the ability to value people over distractions. In a world where many are eager to be noticed, the individual who notices others often becomes the most memorable. Humility is another subtle behavior that leaves a lasting impression. Truly accomplished people rarely feel the need to advertise every success. They allow their work, conduct, and reputation to speak for them. Instead of boasting, they remain curious. Instead of pretending to know everything, they continue learning. This willingness to grow reflects strength rather than weakness, because genuine confidence is comfortable admitting there is always more to understand. These everyday behaviors gradually shape the way others perceive you. Reputation is not built in a single grand achievement, but through hundreds of quiet decisions made when no reward is guaranteed. Every respectful conversation, every kept promise, every patient response, and every thoughtful action becomes part of an invisible record that people remember long after specific words have been forgotten. While money may attract attention for a moment, character earns admiration that lasts, and it is these seemingly ordinary behaviors that quietly distinguish those who possess lasting grace from those who merely imitate it. Quiet confidence is one of the rarest qualities a person can possess, and it is often recognized long before a single word is spoken. While many people believe confidence must be loud, bold, and impossible to ignore, those with genuine refinement understand that true self-assurance rarely seeks attention. It exists in calm body language, measured speech, steady eye contact, and the ability to remain comfortable without constantly proving one's value. People who carry themselves with quiet confidence leave a lasting impression because they project stability rather than insecurity. There is a significant difference between confidence and the desire for validation. Someone who constantly talks about their achievements, reminds others of their importance, or competes to dominate every conversation is often searching for approval rather than expressing genuine belief in themselves. Quietly confident individuals do not feel compelled to advertise their strengths. They trust that their actions will speak louder than their claims. They understand that respect earned through consistent behavior is far more valuable than admiration gained through self-promotion. One of the clearest signs of quiet confidence is the ability to listen attentively. Many people mistake speaking the most for being the most influential, but truly confident individuals know that listening is a powerful form of leadership. They allow others to finish their thoughts, ask meaningful questions, and respond with intention rather than interruption. This creates an atmosphere of respect, making people feel valued instead of overlooked. Those who feel heard are far more likely to remember the person who listened than the one who spoke endlessly about themselves. Quiet confidence also reveals itself through emotional balance. Challenges, criticism, and unexpected setbacks are unavoidable, but how a person reacts to them speaks volumes. Someone who becomes defensive over every disagreement or loses composure at the slightest inconvenience often reveals uncertainty beneath the surface. In contrast, a quietly confident person responds with patience and self-control. They consider criticism before reacting, admit mistakes without feeling diminished, and maintain dignity, even when circumstances are difficult. This calmness inspires trust because it shows inner strength rather than fragile pride. Another powerful aspect of quiet confidence is comfort with silence. Many people rush to fill every pause in a conversation because silence makes them uncomfortable. They fear being judged or forgotten if they are not constantly speaking. Quietly confident individuals understand that silence is not weakness. They pause before answering, think carefully about their words, and avoid speaking simply to be noticed. Their conversations become more meaningful because every sentence carries purpose rather than unnecessary noise. People with quiet confidence also avoid unnecessary comparisons. Instead of measuring their worth against someone else's success, appearance, or possessions, they focus on their own growth. They celebrate the achievements of others without jealousy because they recognize that another person's success does not diminish their own potential. This mindset allows them to build genuine relationships rather than viewing every interaction as a competition. Their confidence is also reflected in consistency. They do not change their personality to impress different groups of people or seek acceptance by pretending to be someone they are not. Whether speaking to a senior executive, a colleague, or a stranger, they remain respectful, authentic, and composed. This reliability makes others feel comfortable because they know exactly who they are dealing with. Authenticity creates trust, and trust forms the foundation of lasting influence. Perhaps the greatest strength of quiet confidence is that it does not depend on external circumstances. Praise may come, and criticism may follow, yet the quietly confident person remains grounded. Their identity is built on values, discipline, and self-respect rather than public opinion. They understand that lasting influence is not created by demanding attention, but by earning respect through consistent character, thoughtful actions, and the calm assurance that comes from knowing who they are without needing the world to constantly confirm it. Respect for others is one of the clearest indicators of genuine class, and it is often the first quality that discerning people recognize. It is easy to show kindness to those who hold power, wealth, or influence, but true character is revealed in how a person treats everyone, regardless of status. The individual who offers the same courtesy to a receptionist as to a chief executive, who thanks the server as sincerely as they greet an honored guest, and who acknowledges the efforts of those who are often overlooked, demonstrates a level of maturity that cannot be imitated through appearances alone. This quiet consistency creates an impression of integrity that lasts far longer than any display of wealth or success. Many people assume respect is something that must be earned, but those who carry themselves with grace understand that offering respect first is a reflection of their own values. They do not wait for someone to prove their importance before treating them with dignity. Instead, they recognize the humanity in every person they encounter. This mindset shapes every interaction, from a simple greeting to a difficult conversation. It shows confidence, patience, and emotional intelligence because it comes from a place of security rather than superiority. Respect is also expressed through the way people communicate. A respectful person does not interrupt simply to make their own point. They listen carefully, allowing others to finish speaking before responding. They avoid mocking opinions that differ from their own and choose words that build understanding instead of creating unnecessary conflict. Even during disagreement, they remain calm and considerate. They know that winning an argument is far less important than preserving mutual dignity. Their words are measured, not because they fear speaking honestly, but because they understand that truth delivered with kindness carries greater influence than harshness delivered with pride. Another powerful expression of respect is reliability. When someone makes a promise and follows through, they communicate that other people's time and trust mattered. Arriving on time, responding thoughtfully, keeping commitments, and admitting mistakes when necessary all demonstrate consideration for others. These habits may seem ordinary, yet they form the foundation of strong relationships. People naturally place greater confidence in individuals whose actions consistently reflect their words. Respect also appears in moments when there is nothing to gain. Holding a door open, offering assistance without expecting recognition, allowing someone else to speak first, or expressing gratitude for small acts of kindness may appear insignificant, but these gestures reveal a generous spirit. They remind others that genuine refinement is not about impressing people, but about making them feel valued. Such behaviors create an atmosphere of trust and warmth that cannot be manufactured through charm alone. Those who practice respect understand that everyone carries unseen struggles. Because of this awareness, they avoid quick judgments. Instead of assuming the worst, they choose patience. Instead of reacting with anger, they seek understanding. This compassionate approach does not mean they ignore poor behavior or abandon healthy boundaries. Rather, it means they respond with wisdom instead of impulse, recognizing that every interaction offers an opportunity to reflect their own character. People of true refinement also avoid using respect as a performance. They are not polite only when others are watching or when they expect a reward. Their kindness is consistent in public and private because it is rooted in principle rather than image. This authenticity is what makes their behavior so memorable. Others quickly recognize when courtesy is genuine and when it is merely a strategy for personal gain. In the end, respect has a remarkable way of multiplying. Those who give it freely often receive trust, loyalty, and admiration in return, not because they demanded these things, but because they created an environment where others felt seen, heard, and appreciated. Lasting influence is rarely built through force or status alone. It grows through everyday acts of consideration, humble communication, dependable actions, and a sincere willingness to honor the worth of every individual they encounter, regardless of position, background, or circumstance. Discipline in words, manners, and presence is one of the strongest qualities that quietly distinguishes a person of genuine refinement. While talent may attract attention and success may earn admiration, it is self-discipline that sustains respect over time. Every conversation, every gesture, and every reaction communicates something about a person's inner world. Those who have cultivated discipline understand that they are constantly shaping their reputation through the smallest choices. They recognize that the way they speak, behave, and carry themselves often leaves a deeper impression than their accomplishments. Words are among the most powerful tools a person possesses, and disciplined individuals use them with care. They do not speak simply to fill silence or to become the center of attention. Instead, they choose language that is thoughtful, honest, and respectful. They avoid gossip because they understand that speaking negatively about others often reveals more about the speaker than the subject. They resist the urge to exaggerate their achievements or make promises they cannot keep. Their words carry weight because people know they are spoken with sincerity. When they offer praise, it is genuine. When they give advice, it is thoughtful. When they disagree, they remain respectful rather than becoming hostile or insulting. Discipline also appears in everyday manners. Simple acts of courtesy may seem old-fashioned to some, yet they continue to leave lasting impressions. Greeting people warmly, expressing gratitude, apologizing when necessary, and showing consideration for shared spaces are habits that reflect inner character. These actions require awareness rather than effort, and they demonstrate that a person values the comfort and dignity of others. Good manners are not about following rigid social rules. They are about making people feel respected, acknowledged, and appreciated in every interaction. Another important aspect of discipline is emotional control. Life presents countless opportunities to react impulsively, especially during moments of frustration, disappointment, or criticism. A disciplined person understands that emotions are natural, but they do not allow temporary feelings to dictate permanent actions. They pause before responding, think before speaking, and choose solutions over arguments. This ability to remain composed under pressure creates confidence in those around them. People naturally trust someone who remains calm when situations become difficult because steadiness suggests strength and reliability. Presence is another quality shaped by discipline. It is reflected in posture, eye contact, attentiveness, and the ability to remain fully engaged in the moment. A person with disciplined presence does not constantly check their phone while someone is speaking or allow distractions to interrupt meaningful conversations. They give others their full attention, making every interaction feel important. This simple habit communicates respect and confidence without the need for dramatic gestures or impressive speeches. Discipline in appearance also plays a subtle role. It does not require expensive clothing or luxurious accessories. Instead, it reflects cleanliness, neatness, and attention to detail. Dressing appropriately for the occasion, maintaining good personal hygiene, and presenting oneself with care demonstrate self-respect. People often interpret these habits as signs that an individual is organized, dependable, and mindful of how their actions affect others. Perhaps the greatest benefit of discipline is consistency. Many people behave well when circumstances are favorable, but disciplined individuals remain steady regardless of the situation. They do not allow success to make them arrogant or failure to make them careless. Their principles guide their behavior even when no one is watching. This consistency creates trust because others know they can rely on the person's character rather than their mood. Over time, disciplined words build credibility. Disciplined manners strengthen relationships, and disciplined presence commands quiet respect. These qualities cannot be developed overnight, nor can they be convincingly imitated for long. They are formed through daily choices, repeated with intention until they become natural expressions of character, creating an unforgettable impression that remains in the minds of others long after the conversation has ended and every visible symbol of success has faded from view. Character is recognized long before success is announced because people instinctively notice the qualities that reveal who someone truly is. Titles, wealth, and public recognition may take years to achieve. But character is displayed every day through ordinary decisions and quiet actions. It is reflected in honesty when telling the truth is difficult, humility when receiving praise, patience during moments of frustration, and integrity when no one is watching. These qualities create a reputation that often speaks before a person ever introduces themselves. While success can attract attention, it is character that earns lasting respect. Many people believe that they will be admired once they become successful, but admiration built only on achievements is often temporary. The moment success disappears, so can the attention it brings. Character, however, remains. A person known for fairness, kindness, dependability, and self-control continues to inspire confidence regardless of their circumstances. This is why those with true wisdom look beyond visible accomplishments. They pay attention to how a person behaves in everyday situations, because those moments reveal values that cannot be hidden behind awards or impressive resumes. One of the strongest signs of good character is honesty. Honest people do not manipulate facts to make themselves appear better than they are. They accept responsibility for mistakes instead of searching for excuses or blaming others. Admitting an error requires courage, yet it also builds trust. People naturally respect those who are willing to acknowledge their imperfections, because authenticity is far more convincing than the illusion of perfection. An honest reputation becomes one of the most valuable assets a person can possess, opening doors that talent alone cannot. Another defining trait of strong character is consistency. It is easy to act with integrity when circumstances are favorable, but true character is revealed during difficult moments. Someone who remains respectful after being criticized, continues working hard without immediate recognition, and keeps their promises even when doing so is inconvenient, demonstrates reliability. These consistent actions reassure others that they can depend on the person regardless of changing conditions. Trust is rarely created through dramatic gestures. Instead, it grows from countless small moments where actions repeatedly align with values. Character also reveals itself through generosity of spirit. This does not always mean giving money or material possessions. It includes offering encouragement when someone is discouraged, celebrating another person's success without jealousy, forgiving sincere mistakes, and helping others without expecting recognition. Such behaviors reflect emotional strength rather than weakness. They show that a person's sense of worth is not threatened by the achievements or opinions of others. Another important element of character is resilience. Every individual faces setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected hardships. While success often highlights what someone has accomplished, adversity reveals who they truly are. A person with strong character refuses to allow failure to define their future. Instead of becoming bitter, they become wiser. Instead of giving up, they learn, adapt, and continue moving forward with dignity. This quiet determination earns admiration because it reflects inner strength rather than temporary confidence. People of genuine character also understand the importance of humility. They do not believe that success makes them superior to others. They remain willing to learn, listen, and grow regardless of how much they have achieved. They appreciate the contributions of others and recognize that every accomplishment is often supported by countless acts of kindness, guidance, and cooperation. Humility allows them to remain approachable, making others feel comfortable rather than intimidated in their presence. As time passes, achievements may be replaced by greater accomplishments, possessions may come and go, and public recognition may fade, but character continues to shape every relationship and opportunity. It becomes the invisible foundation upon which trust, influence, and respect are built. Long before the world celebrates a person's success, observant people have already formed their opinion by watching the honesty in their words, the consistency of their actions, the humility in their attitude, the kindness in their choices, and the unwavering principles that guide them through every season of life. In the end, what truly separates one person from another is rarely found in grand achievements or public recognition. It is found in the quiet choices made every single day, the respect offered without expectation, the confidence that needs no applause, the discipline that remains steady when no one is watching, and the character that refuses to change with circumstances. These are the qualities that leave lasting impressions on people who understand the true meaning of class. The remarkable truth is that none of these behaviors require extraordinary talent or great wealth. They are available to anyone willing to practice them with sincerity and consistency. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to show respect. Every challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate self-control. Every decision becomes another brick in the foundation of a reputation that cannot be purchased or borrowed. Remember, people may forget your words, your appearance, or even your accomplishments, but they rarely forget how your character made them feel. The smallest habits, repeated faithfully over time, shape the kind of person you become and the legacy you leave behind. Choose those habits wisely, nurture them patiently, and allow your actions to speak with quiet strength. Because true class is never announced. It is simply recognized.